Knife safety. I've always said that a sharp knife is a safe knife. I've worked at Knifewear for 13 years now. I was working in restaurants for about 8 years before that. And before that, I was one of those weird kids that really like sharp stuff. So I've been around sharp things for decades, and I've learned a lot of the things you shouldn't do the hard way. So today I'm going to show you so that you don't have to learn the hard way. You can learn the easy way. YouTube. So the main thing you're going to do with a knife, especially a kitchen knife like this one, is cut stuff. I'll show you how to do that safely. Step one, pick up the knife. You are going to grab the knife right in front of the handle. You can hold it back here by the handle, but this gives you less control. So I like to sneak my hand up a little closer to the blade. This is going to sound less safe, but it does give you more control over the knife because you're holding it around its center of balance. The main thing is to tuck your fingertips up and away from the blade so that you're not going to run this hand into the knife at all. The only way you can really cut yourself picking up the knife is if you go in too fast. I've caught myself on the corner there a couple of times, so just pick it up slowly. All right, easy. This is the hand you need to worry about. You've probably seen this before, but I like to do what most people call the bear claw. You curl your fingertips under, because usually when people cut themselves while they're cutting food, it's their fingertips. So you're gonna curl those under. You're gonna have your knuckles sticking out ahead of your fingertips. Now the way I like to cut is how knives are meant to work, which is by sliding the blade forwards or backwards. I push down a little bit as I do this, but I'm not pushing just down. And I'm also not leaving the tip of the knife on the cutting board and coming down like a paper cutter, like this, because that means I have to get my knife up a lot higher, especially back here, and I'm more likely to get something under the blade that I don't want to. So I only lift it up as high as I need, parallel with the cutting board, and slide. If you're more comfortable with a rocking cut, that's fine, right? But you just don't want to rock too much. You don't need to have it up here. You can still pick the knife up a bit and then slide forward and rock like that. The more you slide, the safer you're going to be. The main thing that can go wrong here, if you're not careful, is this thumb will stick out. People, when they're learning knife skills, they like to do what we call hitchhiking, which is sticking their thumb out like that. And you're going to cut that for sure. So keep the thumb tucked, keep the rest of the fingertips tucked. Only lift the knife up as high as you need to right over the top of that vegetable. Now, say you want to go faster. Maybe you're working in a restaurant. Maybe you just want to be cool. You can work towards that, but go slow at first, right? Just like playing music, you got to get good at doing it slowly before you can do it fast, safely. Really what you need to do is practice getting into that rhythm. And the more you get the hang of that, the faster you can go. A lot of people like to show off and not look at what they're doing. It's not very smart. The smartest thing is just to pay attention and take your time. A couple other ways you can cut yourself while cooking. You got a big pile of stuff. You got a scoop like this. You run the knife into your hand. Be careful. You can use your knife to very carefully scoop things up. The best tool for the job is a food scoop. It looks like a goofy kitchen gadget, but it's extremely handy. It's got a very substantial capacity. You can lift things up. You can dump them into a Ziploc, into a pot, a pan. It's amazing. The other thing that can happen is if you let your cutting board get too messy and stuff starts to pile up and you go to move things and your paring knife's hiding in a pile of potato skins, that happens to a lot of people. So whatever knives you're using, make sure you always set them off of your cutting board when you're not using them. You finish using that knife, you stick it at the top of the board. That way, you go to clean things up, put them in the compost, and you're not going to cut yourself. So now that you're done cutting, one thing that you want to make sure you're careful when you do is cleaning the knife, right? Because it involves a sliding motion, and sliding is when you're going to cut yourself. I can put this knife straight down on my hand and it's not going to cut me. But if you slide, that's how you get cut. So what I like to do is set a damp cloth or sponge on the edge of the counter and wipe the knife straight across it like so. That way my fingers are not getting anywhere near the edge while it's sliding, and it's easy, right? Then you get a dry cloth, you do the same thing, done, easy. You can wrap the cloth around the knife and slide. You want to be really careful when you do this. You want to go from the spine, not the edge. So be very careful, only from the spine, and make sure your fingers are not anywhere near the edge. This is just a cloth. This knife will slice right through it. So you want to keep your fingers away from the edge, just along the side of the knife, and wipe like so. But the easier and safer way to do it is like that. Sometimes you let your knife sit overnight and you get like a bit of onion or something stuck to it. You can scrub it, but you're probably going to scratch up your knife and you might cut yourself. So I would always try to wash your knife right away And when that's not possible, you can always soak the blade itself in a little bit of water just to soften whatever stuck to it so that you're not like scrubbing in there and really moving your finger around the edge too much. If you have a carbon steel knife, obviously it can oxidize. Make sure you don't soak it for too long. One note while you're cooking, you might be hanging out with a partner, friend, whatever. You might be talking a lot. If you like to talk with your hands, which I do, make sure you put the knife down before you get expressive, right? You don't want to be waving the knife around like this while you're talking. People do it more than you think, right? Set the damn knife down, then do your expressive talking. You're done cooking, you washed your knife, it's time to put it away. There are a few ways that you do and don't want to store your knife. What you don't want to do is the obvious thing, right? Put it loose in a drawer. That's not good for the knife. It's not good for you either. You can use a beautiful magnet display like this one. Obviously, if you have kids in your house, you might want to be careful. You might want a different option. And when you're using the magnet, make sure that you go from the spine and roll towards the edge like so. You don't want to run the knife edge first into the block. When you pull it away, you want to roll it onto the spine, but just be careful pulling it away from the magnet. Maybe don't stand directly in front of it while you pull the knife away. A lot of people store their knife in a blade guard. If it's going to go in a drawer, that's the best way to store it. And if you're a chef, you have a knife bag, you need a blade guard. You can't just put the knife straight into the knife bag. That will go badly, I promise you. So get blade guards for all of your knives, and you just want to put them in simply like so. This blade guard is almost too short for this knife. If I push it all the way down to the handle, the tip sticks out a little bit, right? And that can be stabby. So generally you want to buy a knife guard that's a little bit too big for your knife. What you don't want to do is slide in like this, because anytime you do that sliding motion, you're more likely to cut yourself. And after years, these blade guards can wear out in the middle, and so the blade could actually stick through that plastic and cut you. This is much more important when you are storing the knife in its original packaging, or you get a brand new knife that comes in a box. Most knives come in a sleeve like this. Sometimes they're paper, sometimes they're plastic, maybe they're both. They do not protect you from the edge. They protect the knife from the rest of the box, but these are very sharp knives. They can and will cut through this paper or plastic. What you never want to do when you are unboxing a knife is put your fingers along the edge and pull the paper off like that. What you want to do is grab the sides of the packaging like that and remove it like so. Again, when you're putting the knife away, like so. Even safer is grab the very tip and pull it away like that, but never on the edge like so. And lastly, we have the knife block, right? Everybody's favorite. We all grew up with these. I have this exact one at home and I love it. What you don't want to do is fire that knife in there because you're in a hurry, right? Knife could bounce out, especially if it's a shorter paring knife. It could actually like bounce out and end up on the counter, in your foot. Bad news. Gently, and you're good, right? Same thing when you take it out, go slow. I pulled my knife out of my block too fast, and I was being clumsy, and I slipped, and I stuck my knife into the side of the cabinet. Now, I just broke the tip of my knife. Nobody got hurt. Lucky. Somebody could have got hurt, and I still broke the tip of my knife, which sucks. So, go slow. I've talked a lot today about not cutting yourself. You also don't want to cut anyone else. This is my lovely assistant, Jacob. We work in knife shops, we hand knives to people all day. We know how to do it safely, but we always have to remember to teach other people how to do it safely, because when you're handing somebody a knife, it's very easy to do it in a stabby way. So what you always want to do is hold the knife safely for yourself by the spine and then pass it handle first to someone else. You don't want to pass it blade first, like that, because he might go in the wrong direction and I might end up with a knife in my hand, right? So always pass the knife handle first like so, and don't take it away too fast, right? That could go poorly too. So take your time, handle first. Jacob and I also both used to work in kitchens, and you walk around the kitchen with a knife a lot, and that can be a recipe for disaster. Luckily, everybody in a kitchen knows or should know how to do it safely and smartly, and that there's two parts to that. One is to not hold your knife in a dangerous manner. So you never hold it like this, or like this, or like that. You always hold it with the point down towards the floor and the edge kind of away from whatever you're walking towards. The edge is facing back. And the other part is communication. So I'm going to say sharp behind. If Jacob's working here on his station, I'm going to say sharp behind, or hey, sharp beside. That's a quick and easy way, but if you're doing this at home or at work, you could just say, hey, Jacob, I have a knife in my hand. I'm walking behind you. You don't have to use the kitchen lingo for that necessarily. Yeah, he's also got a knife. So letting him know that I'm behind him, exactly. lets him know not to move. And that goes same if you're working with a partner, especially if there's somebody who's not experienced working in a professional environment. They might not think to not swing around suddenly with a knife in their hand. So you need to say, hey, I'm behind you, don't turn around. Okay, I'm over here. It sounds silly, but communication might save you an injury, and has many times. Okay, I hope that helps. Most of it's pretty common sense, but some of it is not going to be so obvious to people that don't handle knives every day, right? We take a lot of this stuff for granted because we do, but if you are less familiar with knife handling and safety, it doesn't hurt to go through this from time to time. Maybe go through it with your partner or your friend if you're going to be cooking together in the same kitchen. Just make sure everybody has a fun, safe time. Cooking's about having fun, and if you don't get cut, it's a lot more fun. Thanks for watching. Let us know what video you want to see next, and you can find this knife linked in the comments below. And I'm so sorry. I had to think about what the lyrics were.